Did you know your business can honor God while transforming lives around the world? Welcome to the iBAM Biblical Entrepreneurship Show, the weekly podcast that inspires and equips Christian entrepreneurs to build sustainable businesses that glorify God and uplift impoverished communities. At iBAM, our mission is built on the three fish metaphor. Give a fish. We provide startup loans to launch businesses. Teach to fish. We offer entrepreneur training for lasting growth. Equip for discipleship. We empower discipleship to multiply impact. Join iBAM's founder, Steve Adams, as he shares powerful solo episodes and expert interviews filled with mentorship, insights, and real-life stories of how biblical entrepreneurship is advancing the Great Commission. Subscribe now and get ready to be inspired, equipped, and empowered to make an eternal impact.
Why so many Christian entrepreneurs feel alone. If you've ever felt like building a business as a Christian makes you different, you're not alone. In fact, alone is exactly how many faith-driven entrepreneurs describe themselves. You sit in boardrooms where nobody talks about faith. You show up at church where nobody talks about business. And somewhere in between, you wonder, am I the only one trying to live out my calling in both worlds? The truth? This is one of the greatest unspoken struggles of Christian entrepreneurs today. And it's quietly costing kingdom impact, kingdom confidence, and kingdom community. Today, we're going to unpack why so many Christian entrepreneurs feel alone, and more importantly, how to break that isolation with God's design for community, discipleship, and business as mission. The hidden loneliness of Christian entrepreneurs. Let's be honest, business ownership is already lonely. Most people don't know what it feels like to carry payroll, to risk everything for a vision, to wake up wondering if you're stewarding your employees' lives well. Now add faith into the mix. Suddenly, you're navigating two worlds. The business world says, keep your faith quiet. Success is about profit and scale. The church world says, don't talk about business here. Ministry is about pulpits, not profits. So where does that leave you? Stuck between two identities, not fully understood by your peers in business, not fully embraced by your peers in church. Research from the Denver Institute confirms it. The number one challenge facing Christian CEOs is loneliness in leadership. And many admit they can't even talk to their spouse about the unique weight they carry. This isolation isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. Because when you feel cut off from community, the enemy whispers, maybe your calling isn't holy. Maybe business isn't ministry. Maybe you're truly alone in this. The lies we believe. Isolation grows in the soil of lies. Here are some of the most common lies Christian entrepreneurs believe. 1. Business is secular, not spiritual. This is the split personality struggle so many describe. Sunday is for worship, Monday is for work. But Colossians 3 verse 23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord. There is no separation. 2. I'm not qualified to lead spiritually. Many entrepreneurs think leadership is for the polished, not the ordinary. But God equips the called, not just the impressive. 3. If I fail, I'll ruin my witness. Fear of failure keeps countless Christian entrepreneurs from even starting. But remember Peter, Jesus honored the step out of the boat, even if it meant sinking. 4. Nobody in my church understands. Too many business owners hide their light because they fear being labeled worldly. Yet Jesus said, a city on a hill cannot be hidden. These lies create shame, silence, and separation. And they leave entrepreneurs wondering if they're the only ones struggling. Why community matters. God never designed discipleship to be done alone. Think of it, Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2. The early church was built on fellowship, breaking bread, and carrying one another's burdens. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So why do so many Christian entrepreneurs feel unsharpened? Because they don't have peers who combine faith and business in the same room. The result? Loneliness, confusion, and sometimes compromise. Without community, entrepreneurs face temptations alone. They second-guess their calling. They wrestle with guilt over ambition or fear over generosity. But when they find others on the same journey, something shifts. Suddenly, they're not the only one in the room asking, how do I grow my company without losing my faith? Stories of transformation. This is where iBAM's story intersects with thousands of lonely leaders worldwide. Because when faith-driven entrepreneurs find support, training, and discipleship, loneliness turns into legacy. Take Claire from Central Asia. She thought her flour and coffee startup was too small to matter. At church, few understood her vision. In business, few understood her faith. But when she connected with iBAM, she found both training and community. Today, she runs 5 branches across Central Asia, employing young missionaries who now have financial sustainability for ministry. Or Suryan in Indonesia. He joined iBAM thinking it was about money, but he left realizing it was about ministry. His business now provides jobs to struggling students, creating both financial stability and spiritual discipleship. This is not just a loan, he said. It's about being ready to open a business and make a difference. And then there's Patience, Mephiso, Elijah, and others, each one testifying that iBAM didn't just grow their business. It grew their courage, their discipline, and their community. These stories prove a simple truth. Entrepreneurs don't just need capital, they need connection. Why this matters for the kingdom. When Christian entrepreneurs stay isolated, the kingdom loses momentum. But when they connect, disciple, and collaborate, multiplication happens. Think about it. A business isn't just a way to make money. It's a way to make disciples. A job isn't just a paycheck. It's dignity, hope, and spiritual opportunity. An entrepreneur isn't just a leader. They're a missionary embedded in the marketplace. That's why iBAM was founded, to integrate faith and business as one calling. Because entrepreneurs aren't meant to feel like orphans in the kingdom. They're meant to feel like family. The iBAM solution. So, what does breaking loneliness look like? It looks like belonging. iBAM has created pathways for every kind of faith-driven entrepreneur and supporter. Impact members $10 per month. For givers who want their generosity to have both spiritual and financial ROI. You're not just donating, you're discipling nations. Startup members $10 per month. For aspiring entrepreneurs who need step-by-step biblical training and mentorship. You don't have to start alone. Expanding business members $59 per month. For established owners ready to scale without losing their soul. This is peer community plus advanced strategy. Church partner members $29 to $149 per month. For pastors who want their congregation to engage in business as mission, not just fundraising. Every membership isn't just a program. It's a community that says, you're not alone. A belief shift for the listener. If you've ever thought, maybe I'm the only one who cares about integrating faith in business, let me tell you, you're not. You've been isolated, but you don't have to stay that way. Remember the widow's mite? $10 seemed too small, but it mattered in the kingdom. Remember David? He seemed too small for battle, but he was chosen. Remember Peter? He seemed too impulsive, but he was called to lead. If God has called you to business, he hasn't called you to walk it alone. The invitation. Here's the truth. Loneliness is not your destiny. There's a global movement of believers building businesses that disciple nations, and you're invited to be part of it. For just $10 a month, you can step into a community of faith-driven entrepreneurs and givers. You'll receive stories, training, and updates that don't just inform you. They remind you, I'm not alone. I'm part of something bigger. So why do so many Christian entrepreneurs feel alone? Because the enemy knows isolation weakens. But why should you join movements like iBAM? Because God knows community strengthens. Don't build alone. Don't give alone. Don't dream alone.
Listening to the International Business as Mission podcast, a space where we explore how to build businesses rooted in biblical principles that create global impact. But we're not just here to talk. We're taking action to spread entrepreneurship to poverty-stricken communities around the world. Our mission is to be the catalyst that empowers people to build sustainable livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. We follow the 3-fish principle: give a fish, providing startup loans to empower entrepreneurs. 2, teach to fish, offering entrepreneurial training for sustainable business practices. And 3, equip for disciple making, building a community that supports spiritual growth alongside business success. This is life-changing work, but we can't do it alone. We need passionate impact partners like you to join us on this mission. By becoming a donor, your generous gift will directly fund the establishment of new businesses that provide dignified work and hope. Just imagine, your donation could help a single mother in rural Africa start a small farming venture that allows her to feed her children and send them to school. Or a young man in Southeast Asia to launch a small business, breaking the chains of generational poverty. This is the power of entrepreneurship as a force for good. Will you join us in unleashing it? Go to iBAM.org now to start impacting lives through the transformative power of business as mission. Together, we can create a world of flourishing.